Can Canadians expect the text they send to remain private? Well, under the right circumstances, yes. In relation to criminal proceedings, text messages seized on a recipient's phone without a warrant could likely be inadmissible as evidence against the sender under Section 24(2) of the Canadian Charter. In a 2017 groundbreaking decision, Canada's Supreme Court had to determine if a sender had reasonable expectation of privacy regarding incriminating text messages taken from the phone of the person receiving those messages. Context. You have Mr. Muraka, who learns in the context of a conversation that his buddy, Mr. W, has a firearm license and can therefore legally purchase firearms. Mr. Muraka ends up asking Mr. W to purchase a bunch of guns for him, and in almost no time, Mr. W purchases 47 firearms and allegedly provides 43 of them to Mr. Muraka. Even the Superior Court of Ontario is pretty surprised that these purchases did not raise any concern within the Canadian Firearm Registry Office. I mean, we are talking about a bunch of Berettas, Walters, and Glocks. Of the 43 handguns allegedly transferred to Mr. Muraka, 7 were recovered at various crime scenes. These crimes included the use of these handguns in home invasions, a domestic incident, drug-relating offenses, and in each case, attempts were made to remove the serial number on these guns, but the police were able to restore them. So basically, you have a bunch of these handguns getting used in various criminal activities, and Canadian police is able to get their hands on a few of them, restore the serial number, allowing them to trace the gun back to Mr. W, who will end up taking a plea and will be sentenced to 8 years in prison for gun trafficking. Soon after Mr. W's arrest, the police did a search on his phone at the police station and located numbers of text messages between him and Mr. Muraka. The phone was later searched in greater detail by tech crimes. For reasons that we're not going to get into, the only evidence the state could use against Mr. Muraka were the text messages he sent to his accomplice phone, Mr. W. So the problem of this case emerges from the fact that the search of Mr. W's phone was not charter compliant. It was not a valid search incident to his arrest. And essentially, police needed judicial authorization under the criminal code to seize the private text messages from Mr. W's phone. Now, let's remember two things. One, in order to assert a Section 8 charter right, the accused must establish a reasonable expectation of privacy. Two, the mere fact that the nature of the communication between Mr. Muraka and Mr. W is criminal does not prohibit him from claiming a charter right.
The fact that the content of the messages has a criminal component does not reduce his reasonable expectation of privacy, because this court has said time and time again that is an inadequate way to protect the legitimate privacy interests of all Canadians by looking ex post facto as to whether it engages criminal activity.